the S&P down just about 3, the Nasdaq down 12, but the Dow is back up in the green by 39 points. High-stakes diplomacy hanging in the balance in Cairo as the world waits to hear whether Hamas negotiators have accepted the latest truce offer from Israel. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has implored the terrorist group to accept the proposal, which includes a 40-day pause in fighting and the release of Palestinian prisoners in exchange for Israeli hostages. Blinken also commented on Iran's central role in the Middle East violence, saying it demonstrates a need for regional integrated defense after Iran, you remember this, launched a series of attacks mid-April on Israel using Shahed 136 drones. Now, the Shahed 136 is an uncrewed aerial vehicle that carries 100 pounds of explosives to targets 1,500 miles away. The Shahed 136 has a price tag of around $50,000, but Tomahawk cruise missiles used to take down the Shahed cost roughly $1 million to produce. That's where Allen Control System comes in. The company, founded by 2 naval nuclear engineers, aims to lower the cost per kill of a drone to just a few dollars through its system called the Bullfrog. Co-founder and CEO Steve Simoni joins me now live in a Fox Business exclusive. First, Stephen, thank you so much for being here. Can you give us a sense of how the Bullfrog works?
Yeah, drones have changed the battlefield. And it's not just these high-flying drones like the Shahed that you saw in the Iranian attack on Israel. It's also these low-flying drones that are changing the battlefield, which you see in the conflict in Ukraine. And these drones cost roughly $1,000, and they have a bomb on them, and they can fly and hit $1 million piece of artillery and knock it out, which obviously affects our troops' ability to do their missions. And so these low-flying drones are a huge problem, and because they move so fast and are so small, they're very hard to target, and we need an effective solution to take them out. And at the price point of $1,000, you can imagine that the solution to take them out has to be a lot cheaper than that. And so the Bullfrog is purpose-built to do that. It's a full kill chain solution to do detect, identify, track, and defeat. And so it's using an AI algorithm to identify these low-flying, fast-moving drones and then feed that information to our fire control system, which is proprietary, which points the gun more accurately than ever before to snipe them out of the sky.
And the gun, when you say it's an M240, right? A machine gun that's already in existence, not so expensive. Does it just use one bullet? How does this all go down?
Well, ours will be a 10-shot burst, but it's not going to require that many shots because of how precise the system is going to be. But yes, you're right. It's an M240 machine gun. So it's a standard gun, widely available already today, which is one of the reasons we can be so cost effective. And the other part is, through our software, to be very accurate, we're able to do it without spraying bullets like existing turrets have to do.
And standard ammunition?
Yeah, standard native 7.62 rounds.
So what's the cost of a 10-bullet burst of this Bullfrog system?
Yeah, roughly 10 to 20 bucks.
10 to 20 bucks. Let's just be clear about that, folks, compared to $1 million for a Tomahawk missile. I know those are for high flying and these are for low, but nonetheless, that is so unbelievably cost effective. Can I just ask, you're in conversations with the U.S. military. I would imagine the Pentagon should be very interested in this.
Yes, we're in active conversations with the DoD and our allies, and hoping to have this product in the field by the end of the year. Everyone's very excited about the promise of this technology.
People don't really understand, but drones are now, as you've intimated, the #1 threat to U.S. and allied forces because they are so cheap. A lot of them are made in China.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the first time in our lives, we're at a military disadvantage with our biggest rival. And we're trying to, you'll see that with the Pentagon, they're trying to do stuff with the Replicator initiative to try to field cheap drones just like China. But we're about 20 years behind them in terms of their manufacturing dominance. So Allen Control Systems is thinking of this in a different way. Instead of going toe-to-toe and trying to out-manufacture them, what we're doing is leveraging the brilliant lead that the U.S. has in software. We have the best universities. We have Stanford, MIT, Carnegie Mellon. We're taking exquisite software and leveraging commodity hardware and trying to change the game on China.
But we talk about how much money this country is spending, and the newest budget that President Biden has floated, I believe the 2025 budget includes $850 billion for the Department of Defense. That's a 51% jump since back in 2015. Is there a way, by using things like the Bullfrog, that we can actually reverse that, do better when it comes to protecting our troops from these drones, and saving, say, for example, Israelis from this kind of drone swarm that what they've seen recently. Is there a way to reverse it and actually bring that number down?
Yeah, well, the spending is the spending. I don't know if I can necessarily comment on the levels there, but technology should be deflationary by nature. We are trying to give new capabilities to the U.S. government, give them options to procure this stuff, and have it be low cost. So maybe even if the budgets hold the same, they're going to get more for their money. And that should be the goal of startup technologists like myself, and that's what we're trying to do.
You were in the Navy, you were a naval engineer. Your father was in the military, your grandfather, your sister. Thank you all for your service and what you're doing now to protect our troops.
Thank you, Liz.
And friendly countries. Good to see you.